Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. It is a beautiful Tuesday, March 7th. My hair's crazy because I have curly hair, and when I wake up in the morning, it's very hard to calm down. My hair's naturally pretty curly. So, but good morning, team. There we go. All right, guys. I gotta fix my green screen again because this is just kind of crazy. There we go. And if I really need to fix it, I could just do that. There we go. That's probably better. There we go. That's better. All right. Sorry, I had to fix my green screen. Let me fix this a little bit. There we go. All right. What's up, team? What's up, Junior, Jay, Addicted, Mark, Scott, okay, Noah. What's up, guys? I'm drinking my coffee out of my A2D2 mug. Sorry, you saw me messing. I had to mess with the color contrast in my green screen to make sure you didn't get those little fuzzy dots. Alright, okay, so, let's take a look at the market today, guys. I gotta get used to having, I made my gap list smaller last week, and I gotta get used to doing that because I have to basically essentially squeeze my actual chart a little bit closer. So market is still up. Market is pushing up big here, and we're up to the 270s in this overall SPY. And so I would look for the S&P 500 to jump initially at the open, and here's what I might do. It's not going to be a big enough share size to really worry about it, but I might long the S&P 500 at the open just to experiment a little bit. It's not going to hurt me. The range isn't quite big enough to really make any significant difference. I might lose like 10, 15 bucks, but I want to do it because, again, the market gapped up a really big amount. The SPY itself, which means futures are up, which means the S&P 500 should make a compensating move at the open. We'll see if we actually get it or not, but that's what I'm going to try to trade. And if I have something wrong in my hypothesis, let me know. If I have something wrong in my multiple hypotheses in this market, let me know, because right now I'm probably just gonna long the S&P 500. I don't know how many shares I can actually buy. I could probably buy at least 50 to 100 shares of the S&P 500 if I'm being really real here. I could probably buy at least 5 shares. Really, my math is way off. I could buy, let's see exactly how many shares I could buy and see, but I'm not gonna take that many. I'm not going to take that many. So the S&P 500 is currently $2,663. All right. And so I have 240,000 in buying power. And so, yeah, I can almost buy 100 shares. I could buy 90 shares and then still have a little bit of money left over. I could buy 90 shares. Like I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. But I will buy 5 shares and see if I can bank some money real quick off of it. And so that's, you want to watch that, stick around and watch the open, because that's what I'm doing. Right, I mean, think about it. The SPY itself, which is just the mini S&P 500, look how much it's up. And so, since the S&P 500 doesn't really follow pre-market data, we should get a very obvious compensating move at the open. right? Is my logic wrong there? I don't think it is. And I think if I have enough buying power, I can take that play every time the SPY gaps up in a big way. For instance, yesterday we got the same thing. Now, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe we're going to get a big drop. I don't know. But at the same time, I think that we should get a pop-up at the open. And maybe I'll take 5 shares and see what happens. You know what I mean? I might lose 50, 60 bucks tops. And it's worth a bet, I think. I think it makes sense. I think the logic is there. And, you know, it's something I talked about yesterday. When I see a big gap up in the SPY, why not trade the S&P 500? What's up, playing with games? JF. Okay. Best Cuban. Catching back up on the chat. What's up, Addicted to Trading? What's up, man? Noah, what's up, brother? My Australian brother, you know? What's up, dude? Alright. So I've been doing this thing lately, guys, where I, they say intermittent, maybe I just can't pronounce that. Maybe I have a speech impediment that just can't, I can't pronounce that. Intermittent fasting is what it is, right? But I've been trying to do this thing where I don't eat from 8 o'clock at night till like 12 or 1 the next morning, right? Honestly, I'm gaining too much weight being at home because, like, dude, like, I swear, I have eaten cake and ice cream like every day since I've been here. And I justify it by saying my kids behave today, let's let them have dessert. But then it's probably bad for them too. And I've been eating cake and ice cream every day. And so I try to kind of fast a little bit the next day to clear my system out from that nonsense, right? And so I've been not eating from like 8 o'clock at night to like noon the next day. And so with that said, I had to give up milk in my coffee. Like, I can have coffee when I'm fasting. I can't have milk. And so I had to give up milk in my coffee, and I'm still adjusting to that. Because, like, you know, I just got to drink my coffee black. Like, I mean, and I don't have a problem with it. I've done it a lot before, but still, that's what I'm at now. Let me know how you feel about that, team. Just wanted to say, love your video, bro. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it, bro. What's up, MP? What's up, Libra? What's up, Emmanuel? What's up, dude? How you been, Emmanuel? Hope you're doing well, brother. It's amazing. Yeah, it's supposed to. It makes sense. The logic for that makes sense as well, right? You clean yourself out. You fast after eating a bunch of junk, and that's what I'm essentially doing. Again, I've probably been eating cake and ice cream too much. It's not ice cream. My favorite dessert is like warm brownies on top of cold ice cream. You know, my favorite dessert ever. And my wife bought like a bunch of it at the store. My wife's been going. Every time my wife goes to the store, she buys like $600 worth of stuff. And I swear, we're not those people. But my wife wears goggles when she goes there. She wears legit goggles and, you know, face mask, goggles, the whole nine, gloves, all of it. But at the same time, I would rather her be overly safe. You know, and it's not like we are just hoarding stuff away. We're just not going to the store that much. And so when we do go, we're compensating for the times we don't. And that makes perfect sense, and people can't criticize us for that. I would rather not go to the store once a week. I would rather go to the store once every few weeks if possible. And so with that, yeah, my wife bought a bunch of cake and ice cream stuff, and I have consequently been eating it all. You know. It's very unhealthy, Scott? Your wife says it's unhealthy? She's a wellness teacher? Man. I mean, like I said, it's not panic buying. It's just not trying to go to the store for every 3 weeks, you know? Like, it's trying to only go every 3 weeks, right? And so by that logic, it only makes sense to buy more when you go. It's not like we're hoarding over here. Like, because we're not. Like, we don't have enough of that food. I mean, the difference is that we're just not going to the store that much. Listen, if we were going to the store every day and hoarding food, no, it's different. We just don't feel like going to the store every 3 weeks. And now is the only time we've really been like that, because the studies have shown that it's going to peak in the next few weeks, right? I don't feel like being sick in the next few weeks. I don't feel like having to go to the store in the next few weeks. And so I would rather just get as much as we need now to hold us over for the next month or so and be done and not have to worry about it anymore. Alright, let me talk about stocks. Any idea why the SPY gapped up after a huge run yesterday? I can look up some catalysts behind it. I'm sure there probably is one with a move this big. Let me see if I can find it. And so yeah, I don't mind doing it a little bit differently today and looking at the SPY catalysts and news. Alright, so from what I understand, like, here's the thing, like, right, shout out to Zairnan in our Discord chat, because he posts these news releases every morning, right? So he has notable news for today. He has notable news from today, and it says U.S. coronavirus cases are nearing 370,000 cases in the U.S., nearly 1.35 million cases worldwide, and over 74,000 deaths from this coronavirus. The virus spread may have plateaued, though, and that might actually be why the SPY is running up, is because it says virus spread, according to the statistics, shows that it may have plateaued, which I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it did, but it's still too early to tell here. Doctors have been warning, again, it says here, that if it's not contained globally, that it could become a new seasonal illness, and market predictions for that are all over the place, with unofficial earnings season starting next week. Oil is up, I believe, today. We can look at the U.S. oil fund to indicate that. This oil is like up slightly. We can look at like UWT maybe. Alright, so yeah, it says oil resumed gains on signs of cutting down output. The expected deal to happen Thursday. Critics wonder if any deal will be enough to offset the virus destroying demand. And oil seems to be disconnected from fundamentals. Market prices rally, supply still surging while producers struggling to sell previous month's output. Gold reached 20-year highs. Ventilator shortage threatens to cripple India's coronavirus response. Tesla's preparing a longer-range China-made Model 3, and Zoom is under scrutiny after virtual conferencing was hacked. Boeing is to suspend operation at a 787 plant in South Carolina. So that is some news that, again, shout out to Zairnan in the Discord chat for dropping that news on us. I'm going to thank him real quick. Tell them I used it. And, yeah, y'all can join the Discord. Yeah, if you want to join the Discord, here's the link. It's open to everybody. We almost have 3,000 people in there. We got like 2-point-something thousand in our Discord here. I'll post the link here. I mean, we have bots and stuff, but since it's public, you know, we're going to get attacked by bots and stuff, and it is what it is, you know. But yeah, so let me see if I can find any other news releases that really break that down here. Alright, so retail economists and Goldman Sachs says chain store sales are down 6.8% in April. OPEC is to discuss output cut for 3 months starting in May. U.S. small business confidence drops 8.1 points to 96.4 in March. OPEC oil cuts volumes on Thursday would depend on how much U.S., Canada, and other propose to reduce. And so the U.S. COVID-19 death toll reached 10,993 in the U.S., and that includes roughly 3,500 deaths in New York. And I'll read a little bit more as we get some more info here. At the top of the gappers list, we have DPW gapping up. I believe this is a crypto stock from back in the crypto boom. I remember DPW. I remember DPW, MARA, and a few other crypto stocks that went crazy during that time. But I can look this up here. DPW is up after they secured an order for oxygen concentrator and ventilator power supplies that was worth $1.4 million. So they received a $1.4 million order, again, that secured oxygen concentrator and ventilator power supplies. Again, it's worth $1.4 million for that deal for DPW. So we'll see what happens with that. We got GCI as well, gapping up from 67 roughly and up all the way up to over $1 at 106. This one is up after they adopted a poison bill to, quote, protects tax loss carry forwards, and it carried forward the so yeah, the plan is designed to protect its net operating loss carry forwards and other tax assets. They also hired a new CEO yesterday. His name was Douglas Horn, or CFO, I'm sorry. So that's the news for GCI. Well, mostly penny stocks popping up today. We got XAN here, popping off SSL. We got BHR. We got a few other ones that the volume's pretty light. RRR, CNK, so forth. DIN, SEAS. If you have anything specifically you want me to look at, let me know. UAL. We can look at UAL, which is United, and just airline stocks in general, I guess. Bank of America on March 26 put out a neutral rating for United Airlines. Let me see if we can find any other catalyst here. Alright, so they slashed the threshold for premier status and extended a time to book canceled flights. Sounds like the airlines are struggling, but I think this is up just because the overall market is up. And this is one of those type of sectors that is propped up on the overall market, a big amount. So yeah, if you know why these are up, I'm not seeing any other catalysts. Maybe I can look at what's the other, Delta, DAL. We also have MGM here, and then I believe we had RCL up. A lot of stuff's just following the market, I guess. CNK, CCL, KSS, Coles, and so yeah, a lot of stuff's following the market, including Coles. Let's see if this has a catalyst. I think they said earnings is going to be coming out soon. Retailers lost 46,200 jobs in March, but could lose millions by May. Yeah, I have Warzone, Noah. Sebastian, I got you, man. Hold it down, I got you. Alright, so yeah, to add the VWAP as a one-liner, you do this, right? You go to Studies, Add Study. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me move this over just so you guys can see this for a second. Here. You go to Studies. You go to Studies, Load Study, or no, you go to Studies, Add Study, and then you just go to VWAP. You're not going to be able to see it, but you go to, it's in Trend Studies, and you go down to the bottom and look for VWAP. So you go to Add Study, Trend Studies, VWAP, and you click that, and you'll have all these different, you'll have the different bands. You'll have the upper band and the lower band, and if you just want the middle, you side click any area, either of these, and you just click Edit Study VWAP. When you do that, you'll see upper band, and you want to uncheck show plot, and then you'll see lower band, and you want to uncheck show plot, and then you just click apply, and then you'll just have the one line. So yeah, you basically go to edit studies, you click on the VWAP, you go to edit studies, and you uncheck show plot on the upper band and lower band, and then click apply and save, and that's how you do it. But yeah, Coles is up as well. Like I said, I think we got a lot of movers here with specifically the market. So we see the SPY pushing up, and a lot of mid and high cap stocks are following it, like AMD, MU, Prawn, CGC, Coles, UAL, Tesla. So yeah, like most mid and high cap stocks. One thing you'll realize once you watch mid and high cap stocks enough is you realize that most mid and high cap stocks follow the market. And really, to be honest, it's also kind of like the market is following those stocks, because that's what the SPY and S&P 500 is actually made of, is these stocks. And so you'll realize that, like, when you see the market squeeze big like this, you look at all the other mid and high cap stocks, most of them are going to be going up with it. Most stocks over $50, I would say, again, 3 out of 4 of them are going to be following the market. And so it doesn't matter what the stock is. What matters is the sector, right? But even unrelated sectors, like, you can just see everything is kind of up with the market. When the market moves up this big, everything follows suit. And when the market moves down, everything follows suit there as well. But yeah, big market. Tanya said she had one. Hey, nice, Dino. Nice work, bro. Tiny said she wants to look at YGYI. I got you, Tiny. Let me see. Yeah, obviously a low float penny stock, just by the way this one moves. Most penny stocks are low float, to be fair, but let me see. I can look up the catalyst for you. This one, this is Longevity International, and they put out hand sanitizer. They are putting out hand sanitizers that are utilizing the FDA and CDC approval formula, and that begins shipping this week. It's a YGYI, I guess, is a wholly owned subsidiary. Or no, Chrysos Industries is a wholly owned subsidiary of YGYI, which is Longevity International, and they secured a right to produce hand sanitizers from the FDA specifically. So yeah, they have the FDA CDC approved hand sanitizer formula. I mean, let's be honest here. The hand sanitizer formula is simply just alcohol, and it's simply just rubbing alcohol mixed with aloe vera. Like, you want to know what a hand sanitizer is? It's rubbing alcohol and aloe vera. And so yeah. Yeah, no stress, Tiny, no worries. But yeah, we'll see. The interesting level always with these, Tiny, is $1. Like, the $1 support and resistance level is usually like a big level, right? It breaks over that. It's breaking over the first whole dollar support or resistance level, and it's just a big psychological level, the half and whole dollar. And so, you know. Yeah. Hey, dude. Sometimes I drink my coffee and I just can't pronounce stuff. No. Alright. But yeah. We'll see what we get today, guys. Should be a fun day. Like I said, if you didn't catch me this morning, team, I am going to be longing the S&P 500 at the open this morning. I will be longing the S&P 500 at the bell this morning. And so wish me luck. You know, we'll see what happens. Wish me luck, you know. No, you're good, man. But yeah, so like I said, just to show you my logic again, this is the S&P, or this is the little mini S&P 500. It's the SPY itself, right? Sits the S&P 500, since the SPY is up, it means futures must be up. And since futures must be up, the S&P 500 is usually going to have a compensating move at the open because it does not do pre-market action. And so again, here's the SPY up pretty big overnight. And then we can look at the S&P 500, and I can take this one with 5 shares and try to get a quick compensating move in the upward direction. I don't know if it's going to work. It's all just theory here. But I think it makes sense, and I think that logic is sound. As in, again, we can look at the SPY, see the market is up, see futures must be up since the market is up so much, and considering that, think the S&P 500, again, is going to make a compensating move at the open. Again, I might be wrong. I'm going to take small size and risk a very small amount, especially when I'm first testing this strategy. But for the most part, it's just going to be scalping the S&P 500, trying to take advantage of the overnight gap up in the SPY and futures. Like I said, if my logic is wrong, if anybody has a warning there or anything like that, let me know. But I think it makes sense. And I think if you have enough buying power, it's a pretty safe bet overall. Nah, man, I got that community coffee, bro. I got that Louisiana coffee, man. You know. It's strong. It's good. Check out Community Coffee. Today's sponsor is by... No, I'm just kidding. But, I'm a morning person. My wife hates me. I'm awake in the morning. I love the mornings. I fall asleep early at night, and I love the mornings. I wish it was that easy, Dino. Oh, I really do, man. Gold, weren't you like angry, mad at me, yelling, like, you know, telling me my life was miserable yesterday? Now you're back and you're all friendly, bro? What happened, man? I thought you hated us, bro. What happened, dude? You were telling me I had a miserable life and I stare at stocks all day and I'm unhappy, right? That was you, right? You were talking to me, right? What happened, Gold? You're back here, bro. Hey, thank you, Junior. Longing means you're betting the stock's going to go up. Shorting means you're betting the stock's going to go down, essentially. Where's the Winnie the Pooh mug? That was yesterday, bro. Today I got Star Wars, man. Fun fact, I'm actually a huge Star Wars nerd. My daughter and I watch Star Wars. We go see everyone in theaters when it comes out. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. My dad and I watched Star Wars as a child. I'm just a big nerd. If you don't know me already, I'm a big nerd, man. You know, I like programming and Star Wars and computer stuff, trading. You know, I'm just a big nerd. What can I say? You know, don't judge me. You know. You think the Bulls are in more control than the Bears now? I mean, I don't know. The market's gapping up a huge percentage relative to everything. Hopefully we come back here. I mean, we get up to 300 here, which is not, you know, super unlikely. It's not that out of this world that would happen. We're kind of bouncing back. I mean, look, here's the market. I mean, naturally, we're still down, what is this, like 63%, you know, something like that. We're down like 66% or something, like a third. Or no, we're down 2/3. I mean, what are we down like 2/3? We just rebounded a third. If this entire downward move was broken up into 3 pieces, we just bounced back about a third of that. We're still down 2/3 of the move, but we are rebounding some here. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Shiraz? What's up, Relaxing? How to create a limit order that is bid plus something? I don't know. I mean, I could look it up. Let me see. Limit Now, that's more so what you want to look at hotkeys for. Like, you can make hotkeys is what I would suggest you do for that. Like, you could probably make a hotkey order that is that exact thing. Well, it's not just futures. Like, I believe because futures are up and because also the SPY itself is up. Like, the SPY is a mini S&P 500, and so if the SPY gaps up really big, and considering the S&P 500 does not have pre-market action, I believe we'll get a short bounce at the open. I don't know if it's going to hold that level, and I'm not marrying this type of move, but I believe since futures are up and since the big thing what I'm betting on is that the SPY, the SPX, does not have pre-market action. It doesn't move in pre-market. And so with that in mind, by that logic, we should get a compensating move at the open, which should be very easy to predict because, again, you look at the SPY's up big, you look at futures, they're up, and in turn, we should get a compensating move. Look at the SPY's gapping up really big here, and so by that logic, we should get a compensating move at the open. Maybe I'm wrong, though. And again, I'm not going to risk much doing this. But we'll see, you know. Yeah, well, you'd want to do hotkeys for that, I would guess, relaxing. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know why UAL's spiking. That's a better question. Yeah, everything is up though, and so I think it's all up just because the market is up. Like, for instance, look, here's the market. This is the market in pre-market. Up really, really big, very bullish move in pre-market, and then everything else: AMD, MU, cannabis, Tesla, BYD, CCL, cruise lines. Everything else is up. Coles, retail, everything else is up, right? And so with that, everything's kind of moving with the market today, I think. And I think, like I said earlier, I think if you look at most mid and high cap stocks that are over, you know, I would say 30, 40 bucks, 3 out of 4 of them follow the overall market to a T, you know, follow the market very, very closely. And so, you know, MGM, hotels, up. I don't know how, you know, nobody's staying at hotels, nobody's going on airplanes. I think probably if I had to guess, I think the root reason for this big move up today is because the data is showing that the numbers in the coronavirus might be plateauing. And so I think if I had to guess why everything's up, I think that would be why. Just overall, that causes a really optimistic sentiment and a bullish sentiment. And so people are, in turn, trying to get in for the inevitable rebound if that does happen. And I think that is why people are starting to jump in again, because if you think about it, if the numbers are starting to plateauing, that's a positive sign that this might be going away sometime in the next few months. And so with that, it would make sense that people are jumping in trying to catch the bottom and ride this thing up, right? And so that's what I think is going on here. Again, let me see if I could find some actual market news today. Yeah, I'm going to purchase the S&P 500, the SPX, Steven. Like I said, very small share size, so I might buy 1 share, I might buy 5 shares. Either way, I shouldn't lose over 50 bucks from this. And we'll see. It's just kind of an experimental trade, you know. So wish me luck, guys. SPX. No S. Yeah. Hey, doesn't that make sense, Mr. Fish? I mean, that seems like a plausible reason for this move up. Who do you have? Gaethje versus Ferguson? I got Ferguson, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gaethje won either. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let's get Mitch in here. There we go. Yo, what's up, dude? Alright, let's see. What do you think about holding Delta for long term? I mean, I'm using Zoom right now. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, market is closed Friday. Interesting. What's up? What's up, Ben, Howard, Shiraz, Isaac, AY, Joey? Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not much of a fundamental investor, Joey, so I don't want to tell you the wrong answer, brother. I don't know what Delta's going to do long term.
Not exist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
man.
Warren Buffett buys it.
Yeah, that's plausible, you know. What's the only profitable airliner, though? Which one is it?
Well, profitable. I mean, they all make money, but
right.
Some have really concerns in debt.
Yeah, I would think it was United just because they're probably the biggest name brand airline. But
actually, Southwest would be the strongest United States airline.
Interesting.
Not in market cap, but in profitability, in debt, and also book value. Like if you just valued the company based off of purely fundamentals. But the one that I like is United. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're international.
Right. Yeah, that's what I would think. Like United's the big. I used to work for a customer service company, and I managed the United employees' health benefits, and so I dealt with United a lot. Man, I'll tell you what. You don't ever call a pilot Mister. They get super upset. Bunch of babies, in my opinion. You know, if you don't call them Captain Johnson or Captain Billy, they get super upset at you, man. You know, like I would be like, hey, Mr. Billy, or hey, Mr. Edwards, you know, and they would be like, it's Captain, and they would get super upset. So, little lesson for everybody here: you never call a pilot Sir or Mister. You call him Captain, because apparently they need that boost in their pride. You know.
I deal with pilots all the time.
You know what I'm saying is true then.
The funny part is I deal with United pilots
Oh, dude.
almost every day.
They're such
Thousands and
jerks, man.
thousands of them. I mess with them all the time.
Yeah.
I told them, I was like, yo, man, how do you feel about your stock now?
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I had so many.
You should have seen the faces I was getting the last week before.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I had so many that chewed me out, man, because I said Mr. like Mr. Edwards or Mr. Whatever, and it's like, come on, man, Then we get so mad. It's like, dude, like I don't care what you call me, like that just seems pompous. Like you have to call me Captain. Like what are you, like Star Trek, like Captain Kirk? Like get out of here, man. Like if I call you Mr.
The A-type, the A-type, man, the A-type, bro.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man.
You know how many times I deal with these guys?
Yeah. Dude, I feel you, man. Like I said, I had to deal with them for a few years, man. It was not fun.
You gotta understand, I gotta deal with them in Denver with legal marijuana around.
Right. Like, dude, I dealt with United employees. The pilots were always jerks. Some of the other people were nice. The pilots were always jerks, man. It's like, dude, get out of here, man. Now you don't even do anything.
My biggest concern, I was like, all these old pilots, man, I don't want to see these old guys.
Right. I don't want the Grim Reaper flying my plane, bro.
Nah, man. Nah, man, I'm good, yeah. All right, man. Well, looks like the squeeze is on, man.
Yeah.
The squeeze has been put on.
Yeah, we bounced back about a third from this big drop.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a squeeze. This is squeezing. I don't think this is long terms getting in long here. This is squeezing of shorts. Everyone was short over the weekend and has been caught.
Yeah.
You
Call
think
with the
about
pants down.
You think about everyone that was thinking about trading on after Friday. What did they get last week, guys? We had a huge top, and we thought that top was going to hold on most stocks, even the SPY, which was that 263 area where it kept holding. We clearly saw that it didn't get to the 240s. It wanted to go. It was given that momentum. There was shorts in. Everyone was starting to get short. They were expecting the market to come back down, and this is exactly what the market usually has a tendency of doing. It usually goes the way that brings the most pain. And right now, the way that brings the most pain is squeezing everybody that's short, because at the end of the day, there's still a lot of long-term investors that are just watching. So this is why I don't think this is just the rally back up to 300. The reason why is that there's still a lot of people still watching. There's still a lot of volume that needs to be collected here. If you actually look at it, we're getting lower in volume, not higher. And this is why I feel this is the short squeeze. Short squeeze usually come with low volume, and then the bulls get in and squeeze them even higher. But for right now, it's been low volume on this move up, not higher volume. If I would have seen a spike up here in, like, let's say 330 million shares or something like that, then I would be like, okay, all right, at least we're getting towards the top of the volume numbers. We could change trend. Low volume trend changes, I don't trust them. I don't think they last long, and they usually create a resistance. My resistance drawn out right now is 275.60s. I've heard from a lot of hedge funds that were watching that 280 mark as one of the resistances. I didn't think it could even get to that 280 when I heard that. So now that we're getting to those levels, I'm going to see if that resistance is going to hold.
Is there a way to look up how many shares are shorted, squeezed versus buying? Yeah, there's the short sell percentage.
Whew. Gold plated. You got more gold than me. Let me just tell you that. Trading LK. Woo. More gold than me.
What happened to Gold Plated, man? I thought Gold Plated hated me yesterday. He was like yelling at me yesterday. Now he's back. I figured he'd never see him again. He was telling me I'm a miserable guy that stares at stocks all day, and he was so upset. And he shouldn't have been that upset. But like, what happened, man? What,
It happened, bro. It
Yeah.
happened.
Did I forget?
I mean,
I did not. You know.
I could sit at the market and be like, oh man, why you up today? No, I could
Right.
just be open about it. It's up.
Yep.
The potential squeeze put on. A whole bunch of traders thought this was coming down yesterday. The market went back up. Why? Like John mentioned, positive sentiment on Corona. I don't think they're necessarily loading up the trucks, but it's definitely going up.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
if you can't be open to the market, then a lot of times you're just gonna get caught. Because one of the worst things to do, I think, is having kind of pre-market bias, where you're before you even get to the chart, you're already biased. That should never be. You got to be a little bit more open as a day trader. Day traders can't really necessarily stick too much to the long term, let's say 3 weeks out. You have to be looking more in this week. What's going to happen? What do you think this week can bring? What do you think later in the week can bring? And I think that's very important, as I've been seeing trading be very volatile in these weeks. Is kind of taking a look at, let's say, Monday. Okay, we started on Monday, we got positive. Tuesday, positive. What are we going to get Wednesday, Thursday? Is there a negative sentiment towards the end of the week? Are we just going to get a bull run here and then a pull back? Those are the kinds of things that you can look at. And then what you need to do is look at the pre-market chart to tell you how things are going. Don't get to the market and already be like, oh, well, today I expect to be down the 230s. Because what happens is when you don't see what you expect to see, we think that the market is wrong. The market is never wrong, ever. It just is the market.
Yeah, you're good, bro. Maybe you were being sarcastic. I'm just kind of messing with you because it's fun. But I think you were actually maybe you were mad at somebody else. You know, you might have been mad at somebody else here. I can't remember who it was. You were mad at somebody yesterday. I thought it was me. Maybe it wasn't. But I saw you arguing with somebody else too. So you're good, bro. No stress. We love you, gold plated. You know, don't leave us, man. You know, it's all love, bro. All right, sorry.
Yeah, okay. I saw some news about them getting hit hard because they defaulted on a loan. Be careful with that one, guys. I don't want to see anyone get stuck with thousands of dollars and have to wait months and months to get that thousands of dollars back. Yeah. Understand that if a stock does, I forgot what the actual the actual name of the rule, but there's a halt that is news pending. And news pending halts can last a whole year, 2 years. I've seen them last all the way up to 3 years until that money's released. And I'm telling you right now, as a trader, the worst thing you can do is tie up 50% of your capital and then notice that you're not going to get your 50% back for 3 years.
Yeah, and it happens, man, too, for sure. Like, I've seen that stuff happen a bunch. People got stuck in LFIM before it dropped like 1,000%, or before it dropped like...
one I saw, even our traders get stuck, IGC. Remember that one was really cheap? People was thinking it was like a crypto stock, and it was going... It was a confusing stock. No one really knew what it was, really. That's what I think.
I think it was a weed stock, right?
I think it was like... It had so many different kind of fluffs, and then they delisted it, and then they brought it back. It was a mess.
It's one the cannabis stock gainers and losers.
I think it came back as a cannabis stock. It started as a crypto stock, tried to jump on that momentum, and then when they delisted it, they brought it back and they listed it as IGC again, and then it became a cannabis stock.
What it sounds like here, I'm reading on it. What it sounds like here is that it is a biotech that uses cannabis as its base, right? Like, so it has an article that came out in March that says it won a U.S. patent for cannabinoid-based treatment for eating disorders. So I don't know what it is. It's something to do with weed, with cannabis, I should say.
Yeah, but well, as you can tell, definitely. Yeah. A nothing stock, but hey, It was getting bought up by everyone. Next thing you know, I think it was halted for 3 months.
Yeah.
Another one that I remember halted.
It came back as sorry for interrupting, but it came back as IGCC instead of IGC. They threw an extra C on the end and they came back. And then somewhere along the line, IGC came out as well. My bad, but go ahead.
No, yeah, there's a whole bunch of those. I remember there was a Chinese stock that did it too, and you just got to be careful with those. I never say you can't trade them, but never put a lot of your capital in a high risk trade like that, and that's as high risk as it gets.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So the ETF preview's out. If you got anything else you want to look at?
There's really not much, man. It's really going to be reacting towards the open because, yeah, you're going to have positive news, but I can go through the ratings and I can show you about like 30 ratings that are negative today. The analysts are like, yeah, bear. I'm a bearish on this stock. And then this morning they're waking up and they're like, did we really put out those ratings yesterday?
Yeah, for sure.
Almost every single rating by city was bear. And almost every single one of those stocks is up today.
Yeah,
that's why I don't trust ratings.
See, that's why, like, I'll go over the news real quick, and just so it has a little bit about it, but let me see. So this is MT Newswires, guys, and so it says stock futures, and this is all quoting again from MT Newswires. This is the ETF preview from them. It says stock futures were higher ahead of the opening, extending gains from the previous session, with market sentiment brightening as the intensity of the coronavirus spread declined in highly affected areas of the U.S. and Europe. And so, yeah, that's the news that everybody's all excited about, is that the intensity, the statistics have declined some, or have looked more promising, I should say, in the last day, in highly affected areas of us and Europe. It also says here, though, that analysts, however, are still advising caution as the COVID-19 pandemic could still affect the profitability of companies and economic growth around the globe. The International Monetary Fund warned that its new Global Uncertainty Index linked to the coronavirus has increased to a record high, and in the first quarter, the New World Uncertainty Index developed by the organization jumped to 3 times the level during the SARS outbreak in 2002 and 2003, and 20 times the level of Ebola during 2014 and 16. It says, meanwhile, investors are looking ahead to the JOLTS, or Jobs Opening and Labor Turnover Survey, for February to be released at 10 Eastern, which is 30 minutes after the bell, which is about 38 minutes exactly. Expectations are for job openings to reach 6.638 million, according to Econ-A-Day, and compared with the prior number of 6.963 million, that it is dropping a little bit. At 3 p.m. Eastern Time, the Federal Reserve releases its Consumer Credit Report for February, and the estimates are for a month-on-month change of 14.2 billion from the previous 12 billion, so that has gone up a little bit. I know I'm spending less at home. Anyways, to look at the commodities here, we have oil, which is up 1.5%. You can look at the U.S. Oil Fund, which is up roughly 4%. It's actually down a little bit now since this came out. Natural gas, you can look at like UGAZ as an ETF. It is up nearly 5%. And the U.S. Natural Gas Fund, which is UNG, is up roughly 4% here as well for UNG. And so, yeah, gold is up 0.7%. We can look at GLD here. And the Spider Gold Trust is up 0.5%. Silver's up 3%. We can look at SLV. And the iShares Silver Trust is up about 2% as well. So overall, everything's up for the most part. And when I'm trading the open, I don't know what's going to happen. I know I'm just going to try to scalp a quick move, see if it works. Another thing, though, is that, and it's something that Mitch actually talked about to me a little bit this morning, and I guess I should probably bring this up. But one thing I'm noticing is that my plan might not actually work. And the reason, I think Mitch was trying to tell me this is because the market actually, even though we don't have pre-market action, if the SPY gaps up, the market gaps up. And so really, if I take the opening move, I have to bet that futures being up is going to cause this to move up some, even though we might have already compensated for that. And so that is something that I didn't really take into consideration earlier. And yeah, we'll see. I'll probably still try it with a small share size, but that is something to take into consideration, because it's like, look, you see the SPY gap up, but the S&P 500 actually compensates for it when it does gap up. And so it's like, while it doesn't have pre-market data, it does gap up and gap down because of it. And so, yeah, and that makes the most sense. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe I might take, I'm guessing like 2 or 3 shares of the S&P 500 and see what happens. This is just as a little bit of an experiment, but it's going to be a small risk if I do take it. because numbers are showing that it has somewhat hit a plateau in certain affected areas of the country in Europe. What's up, Matt? I appreciate the sub, brother. Shout out to Matt with the subscribe. Shout out to Daniel, Roscoe. Thank you guys. P. Thank you guys for the sub. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell. We do this live every day. We will be day trading the open like we do every weekday morning for free right here on YouTube. And so hit that subscribe button. Click the like button if you want to help support our channel here. And wish us luck. Yesterday was a nice green day. We'll see if today can be a green day as well.
Yeah, just talking over here with Isaiah and Gold in the chat, talking about Tesla. One of the things I think with Tesla is to understand the story of Tesla. I look at Tesla a lot like I look at Apple. If you guys know, when Apple first started, I was about, when they were first starting to get bigger, I even remember 5th grade stock market challenge. I bought them for $30. I still remember. I wish I had them.
Yeah, man.
But let's say, so the story to me is like this. So like Apple came out with the iPhone, really. I think that's what put Apple on the map. You can go back to the computer with like that color in the back, and that's what made it like get to kind of the mass. But I think that really the product that put Apple on the map was the iPhone. And once we got the iPhone, the first one wasn't that advanced. We could go back and it wasn't too much crazy. It was just, it had the touch screen. It had kind of easy access features like apps and links that you could go to. And then slowly but surely, we started really developing the technology. By the time I think the iPhone 4 came out, you really saw a difference, and you really saw it really take off. It became the only phone that people wanted for a while. And then with that, Samsung came out with a competition, and competition continued. But I think what you need to look at in Tesla is kind of like that adaptation between their first product that they came out with, their first electronic car. There was, it was successful. People really liked the Tesla, but it wasn't something to get everyone to the car. Like I have to get a Tesla. And I think now that technology is advancing enough that we're getting towards that area where you're really going to start seeing electronic cars hit the map. And I think Tesla, being such an early innovator, has definitely an advantage in this sector.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I think with the iPhone, man, the iPhone was just super groundbreaking. Like they had other phones that did the same thing, but I think the touch screen made it really convenient, and they also integrated email to where the browser was super realistic relative to anything else in the market at the time. And I think that it was the single best investment iPhone ever made towards a product, and I think that has made them the billions and billions of dollars since then. And I'm not an iPhone guy, I'm an Android guy. I know Mitch is too, but for a while iPhone was king. And
yeah,
all right, guys.
yeah, man, it was definitely an interesting time. All right, so let's see right now, before the open, I'm gonna let you guys know the sectors that are the hottest. Okay, so right now I'm seeing an 8% move in real estate, and also a 7.89% move in technology. So technology, real estate leading today. The other one is kind of one that I would clearly see also, which is called consumer cyclical. Stocks that lead that one are like, let's say, Coke. Let me see what I have. Percentage leaders: Wayfair, W really up today. If you look at it, that's significant move up there. You can look at Etsy, Dick's, Ultra, Home Goods, Zoomies. There's a bunch of them there, guys. Those are cyclicals. In the technology sector is where I really think the leading is. I'm gonna be watching the tech sec to see the rip out the open.
All right, guys, there's the bell. I'm gonna try this here. We'll see if we get it. Let me get the S&P 500 up, and like I said, it might be a little bit too late. I'm going to take 3 shares of this and see if this works for the S&P 500. Let me see. Man. It's not ready. What? Oh, I might miss my trade.
All right, I'm gonna watch AAL. I might short here. If I do, it would be to the right to the top. Key is we have 3 resistances on AAL.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this, guys. I think maybe the S&P 500 is just not tradable. I could trade the SPY if I wanted, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, I guess the S&P 500 is just not tradable is what this is. Unfortunate, it's okay. We'll look and see what else we can find. There we go. That's a little bit better. There we go.
All right, I'm gonna let AAL try to break out through 11s again. If it fails that, I might go short there off 1110s. Remember, guys, our trading starts immediately with the smallest amount of risk at first. Key here is to get into positions, not stress too much about where you're in, but more along just try to nail the strategy. Keep your risk low. That'll go ahead and let you get into trades. One that I'm seeing a huge breakout in, guys, that you guys can look for is the cruise lines, CCL, RCL, and CLH.
Man, it sucks. It looks like we would have gotten that initial spike up as well. It looks like it spiked up like at least close to 20 bucks, 15 to 20 bucks right at the open. Unfortunately, I don't think the S&P 500, I don't think they let me trade it is what I think it really is. Which kind of makes sense. I mean, it's not one of those ones that people would generally trade here, and it's more of an investing tool over everything.
Right. AEL just broke out of the resistance there.
All right, SPY breaking lows here. So SPY just broke lows of the day. It is under 273.95, so it just broke under 274. So S&P 500 just turned the other way, turned down.
Okay. I'm going to be looking to try to scoop by UAL.
I don't know why this chart's not working. It's a big drop in the overall SPY itself here. The next big level to watch is the S&P 500's low of the day, which is 2739 or so. 2739 is the low in the S&P 500, and so that's a big level to watch. The symbol for that is SPX on Thinkorswim. We get some compensating moves here. I might take a few moves, maybe on when the S&P 500 breaks. I might take like AMD if it breaks lows with it. But we'll see. It really depends on what the SPY does as well here.
All right, guys, I'm watching UAL. It looks very, very weak. I'm looking for signs of reversal, but for right now, it's definitely looking still very weak. But there's a big candle there.
Yeah, it's like the VIX. Yeah, I figured so, Steven. Yeah, no stress. It would have worked, though. That's frustrating because it would have worked, but it is what it is. You know, I could have taken the SPY, but the SPY wouldn't have worked as well. The S&P 500 is the one that had the quick compensating move. Just like yesterday. It did the exact same thing yesterday. Oh, well. I'm watching the S&P here, though, because if the S&P pulls down and breaks 2730s, 2740 roughly, I'm going to jump in short on a few of these other moves. It just depends on when that happens here. I mean, I could also look at the actual S&P 500 here, too, but... here's the S&P 500 break. And there's the break in AMD. Wish I would have taken it. Problem, though, is that the SPY is the one that broke lows, but the S&P 500 didn't. And the whole plan that I was talking about was if the S&P 500 broke lows. That's what I was really, really waiting on here. But we did get a nice drop in AMD. What's up, Justin? What's up, brother?
Right, when this one UAL dips to 27, I'm going to try off 2680s.
Ah, man, there it is. There's AMD breaking down.
Looking for extensions. Guys, if you guys see anything that's fully big extended, let me know. Try to nail that reversal. Right now, AEO and Urban moving significantly up there. CAR and HTZ looking strong this morning. Those could come back.
S&P 500 getting closer to the lows here. I'm going to jump in with 100 shares. I don't want to miss this move. Somewhat of the move already, but then the SPY's bouncing. There's AMD break, but just kind of missed the move. I'm just going to hold through this, see if AMD breaks under this previous close. There we go. I'm going to get off half here and hold the rest. That's the move I was waiting for. It wasn't the ideal entry, but it was enough for me to take a little bit of money here from the market first thing. You know, it is what it is. Was able to catch it. There we go. I'm going to get out the rest there. Just a little quick... oh, wait. No, I'm still at it. I'm going to get out the rest there. $18 gain, roughly. That's the exact move I talked about. You can see the S&P 500 break the lows of the day there, and that is dragging a lot of other stocks down with it just now. So at least I got a little bit of a move. It wasn't as big as I wanted, but a nice, roughly, a little bit under a $20 bill is acceptable right now. And we'll have more momentum to play with this coming soon. Ah, man. AMD, big drop. But yeah, there's the S&P 500 break those lows, which is a huge indicator in the overall market. It's going to drag a lot of stuff with it. So that was the plan, and a nice little follow through of it. Wasn't able to get the entry. Honestly, if you remember me talking about it, I was talking about this up at the 80s. And so we're down to the 20s now in AMD, just to show you. I was up here talking about it, but I didn't want to get in before it broke lows. And then once it did, the SPY was rebounding. So I was talking about it up here. And we got a really nice follow through. At least I made a little bit of money on it, but
yeah, guys, definitely some little traps right here out the open.
Hey, free Joe Exotic, man. I'm with you, man. You know, if he's not the most American guy ever, I don't know who is. You know. Everything tanking down here.
Alright guys, might take a trade here. I like that little tank down in United, but I wanted it to come to 2660s there. Would have already gotten a 40-cent pop-up on that first second. I got really close. It got to 62.
All right, I just put Mitch up, guys.
I'm trying to catch it down here at the low, guys. Risk off this 2642. Try to let it come back all the way to VWAP. See how it already bounced significantly there. That bounce right there was the first kind of momentum. MU also looking like one I can try to attack. The key with these is I want to see like 2 or 3 5-minute candles close red and create a bottom effect.
Yeah, I think an interesting level here for the S&P 500 and the SPY is pulling back to that opening range low. That opening range low in the S&P 500 is right around 2740. And the SPY, that level's a little bit higher at about 273 or 274. So 274 on the SPY is a big number, and 2740 on the S&P 500 is a big number. We'll look for those to either hold as resistance, and if they break above, we'll see where they head.
MU coming way down. I'm gonna try to get this one, guys.
Hey, buddy. You awake? Yeah? Good morning, buddy. What?
Of course.
You want to play Mario Kart later?
Me too.
What?
Can we do Sonic Mania on the TV?
You want to play Sonic with me later on the TV?
Actually the whole family. But this time, like whoever can get the most farthest.
Yeah, we can play later as long as you behave and do your schoolwork this morning, okay?
Real quick.
Yeah. My son.
I'll behave.
Yeah. All right. You know, my son, ladies and gentlemen, my son. You know, my son Jack.
Same way I would have said, yeah, I'll behave.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm on it, man. You know.
I'm on it.
Yeah. All right. So S&P 500 is pulling back to that 2740 level. We'll see where we get with that. SPY as well. Like I said, I could see it holding either or here. Let me show you guys real quick. This is what I'm looking at with the S&P 500. We're getting a pullback. It's kind of like a fade, but here's the S&P. You can see this opening range low right here. This is usually a pretty big resistance and support level, and so if we get rejected there, it looks good. I also don't mind AMD here, anticipating that it holds under this $0.50. I don't hate that idea either. But again, anything I trade right now would essentially be betting that the S&P 500 or the SPY gets rejected here, and I don't know if I'm confident in that yet. We'll see. If I do trade, it's going to be small at this point. I'm going to take a little 100 shares here at the open. It's enough for me to let it work, and if we get a breakdown, it should be nice. And like I said, I'm just anticipating the S&P 500 is going to get rejected right there where it currently has, which is pretty good. We'll see if it follows through with this move. Down to 35, I'll take half off. I'm going to take half there, actually, and keep it very small. And then hold this 50 shares for a much larger breakdown. I think that gives it a lot more room here, especially with the S&P 500 bouncing back. I would rather take some off and then hold the rest break even to protect the trade. Keep it very risk-free here. Because if the SPY breaks above that, it's going to drag this one up.
Yep, missed that trade on MU. It probably would have been really good off the 70s. I missed it by a couple cents. Was looking for the 60s. Probably just trying to pick the bottoms way too much and just need to find the levels to go off of. Those have been good bottoms, at least right now. at least we looked at two very good stocks to do it on, which was MU and UAL. Peloton looking weak today. That one is at the high part of the daily chart, so be careful with that one.
All right, so I'm letting AMD test here. Like I said, I don't mind holding these little 50 shares, see if we get a breakdown. It really is going to depend on what the S&P 500 does. It's battling, again, that previous low at 2740. It got rejected exactly off of that level just now. And I'm just holding these 50 shares to see what we get with the rest of it. Either way, you know, I should be fine. Yeah, I'm going to get out there. Kept it break even. S&P 500 squeezed up, and, you know, that little move might have squeezed me out a little bit, but I'm keeping it pretty tight on the day right now. We usually get a few more better momentum moves for me to trade, and so trading it like that is a way for me to protect myself and keep it break even.
All right, so this is when I start looking for stocks, not to just quickly reversing back. I want a stock that was either beat down or broke out so big that now it's consolidating at the bottom or top of the range. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. If you guys see it, call it out.
Yeah, Jack Attack, yeah, man. Yeah, he has school. He does school every day here. He has been in school every day. They've been doing conferencing. It's way more work on us, but he's been doing it. And I'm kind of looking to short a little bit of AMD here. Just depends on where this one's at.
See, I'm glad I'm not in school.
Yeah.
I would have started cutting all the internet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, I'm not going to school. I'm cutting this internet.
I just dumped an AMD short with 200 shares. We're gonna see if we get a large breakdown here, and if I can get enough to take some profits. Like I said, I'm anticipating what the market may do here, and either way, it's gonna be small.
Man, that MU recovery to VWAP. I need to get better at those. That was a really nice one. Look at that. Right back to VWAP from all the way down to 4680s up there to 4771.
I'm probably going to get out of AMD here. The market is actually above that opening range low, and so I could see it actually squeezing up here. Yeah, there's the squeeze. I'm out. Market's above the previous low. Causes some negative momentum. Still green on the day so far, but causes some momentum against me with the market looking a little bit stronger. Hey, buddy. What you doing, man? You getting some paper? Will you make me another eagle? Can you make me one? You never made me one yesterday, man.
Another paper, I will.
Okay, here's another piece of paper. Look, here. Take all this paper with you. Here, you can have all that.
Okay.
Yeah, my son made my wife a cool little eagle yesterday, and I wanted one, and he didn't make me one.
All right, guys. MU looking like a good fade opportunity there. At least a good risk to reward. I'm really not trying to trade fades, but it definitely looks really good.
Yeah, they're kind of what I've been trading with AMD this morning. Same sector too, microchip, but I'm just kind of I got 100 shares back now, and it's like I'm just using the $50 to try to get a quick surge in momentum. Depends on, like I said, it's all really essentially betting that the S&P 500 is going to hold below that opening range low.
I don't know what a scissors are.
The scissors?
Yeah.
Well, don't use the scissors unless your mom's around anyway, bud. All right. Here, your mom might know though. I would ask her.
Yeah, really nice look on MU for the VWAP fade.
I'm gonna take another half. Oh, sorry, I just took half off AMD there. And there's the rejection in the overall S&P 500, which is what I was kind of betting on here. And again, you can see, guys, what's the level I talked about? I talked about that 2740 level. That's exactly where we got rejected today.
Boom.
Gonna hold these last little 50 shares. I still wish I would have held that 200 shares that I had earlier. because that was really the sheer size to have here. But, you know, green is good. I'll take it. You know, can't be too greedy, I guess.
Yep. MU, that's as beauty as a fade gets. Really good risk to reward there. You only needed to risk about 10 to 15 cents for a potential dollar gain. And those are the ones I really look for.
Quick bounce back here in AMD. But again, it's just the SPY is bouncing back, or the S&P 500 is bouncing back here. Like I said, I could bet that it's going to hold again and add to it. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm still pretty break even on the day, and so I could make it any decision I want here, but I think. But
the stock's coming back a little bit. If you look at the 15s, they're all trying to come back because of the pre-market rip out.
All right, S&P 500 got rejected at 27.40. That might make some stuff drop here. See if I can find some weakness to take advantage of. I'm gonna get out there. S&P 500 is bouncing up to test it. Kept it green though. Still a solid little green trade, but consolidating around break even now as the S&P 500 pushes over that previous opening range low right there. And again, that's gonna be the biggest level that you're gonna see it kind of test. See if it can break above that. That's the level where it initially broke lows, and so you can see the big surge that I shorted into earlier right here. And then this level is a big level, and now we're actually above that. So that's why I got AMD. You can see a lot of other stocks pushing up with this move.
Gold setting up there for a fade also. At least a setup there. But I'm not going to trade fades today.
Hey, appreciate the sub. Thank you, brother. As well as BH, thank you, man. I appreciate the subs, guys. Hey, nice, Justin. Killing it, bro. Killing it, man. Nice work. Alright, so we're getting some pushes up. The next step I'm going to look for is the high of the day in the S&P 500 and the SPY. That is, on the S&P 500, that level is right here. I mean, this is technically the high of the day at 27.56, but I think 27.53.50, right around there, is a confirmed level as well. So I'll look for both these levels here to break. When we get that, I might long into a few stocks. It just depends on how strong the move actually looks, but we'll see. And one that has been strong today is Lyft. Lyft has been running up. I've been watching it a little bit more. Problem is the spread. Let me see what Uber's doing. Yeah, Uber's actually down with it. Disney actually pushing up. The highs of the day in Disney are at 105, roughly 105.20s, 105.25 I should say. And so if we break that, I might look for a following move from that one on Disney here.
Looking for a quick dip here in PTON below 27s, and I'll get in. At least 25s.
Alright, I just took 20 shares of Disney, or 30 shares of Disney. Small little trade, but it broke highs. I'm just anticipating that it breaks and holds as support, and if it doesn't, I can just get out for a very small, easy trade. Probably should have taken a little bit bigger size here with it. Let's see, where's this high? It's at 23. All right, I added a little bit more here. I'm in with 60 shares of Disney. Up a little bit. See if we can get any bigger moves here. I don't mind adding to this one as it pulls back to test the previous high of the day here as well. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more there in Disney. I'm in with 90 shares. I'm going to take half off if we get the right move up there over the $0.50. Again, you saw us break the highs and now we're pulling back, and that's what I'm betting off of here. Alright, I'm going to take half off there. Quick. Holding half of that position, 45 shares left. Just going to keep the rest of this one and done here.
Good work, John.
Thanks,
Keep
man.
it going.
Alright, nice push. I'm going to take another half off there. So a quick little scalp on Disney. Up a little bit over 30 bucks on the day. We should find some more moves to trade. But not too bad. Here's my P&L so far. Maybe I should have held a little bit on Disney actually, but I mean, you can. I wouldn't suggest you actually do it, but
Okay.
Alexander, let me see, what was your initial question? Can you help me? I got blocked for doing a day trade on Robinhood. My balance is above 25 G's. Is your equity above 25 G's? Because you have to have equity over 25 G's to actively day trade. I don't know though. You want to reach out to them. I don't know why that would happen if you had over 25 G's. Like I said, I could try to jump back in some more of Disney here if I really wanted to. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna take 100 shares of Disney here. Maybe I got a little greedy with it.
Looks like I missed PTON, guys. Missed PTON. Having a little trouble time finding the bottoms today. It's just how it happens sometimes. AEO, starting to get to that point where I might take a short on it. Yeah, definitely getting towards that point.
I'm giving my profit back on Disney. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I like the support hold here. It is not too bad. Like, I'm still up a little bit, but I'm going to hold the rest of this break even. But I think I miscalculated where the bottom was, and I probably should have waited to add a little bit closer to that low of the day. But it's alright. It's still a beautiful day, guys. Let me see. You guys like this music? I've been trying to add new music every day and like find good music. I'm gonna keep my risk in this one right around 105 for Disney.
All right, looking for an extension above here, above 10. And then I want to see the momentum kind of die out in AEO, and I'll go ahead and I'll take a short.
There's 30s is better.
Get a surge up here through the 10s that I can short into.
Alright, there's Disney rebounding a little bit. I use that whole dollar as my risk. We get any profit here, I'm gonna unload. Too much risk there for me. I'm gonna take half off there. Too much risk. I don't mind just getting out a little bit early there.
Trying to be patient here. Thinking I can get another leg up and then it come back. Just like EMPH, I would like it to create another bottom. I'm gonna look for it to come back to 36.50s.
There we go. I'm gonna hold this 50 shares of. Oh, thank you, buddy. He made me one, guys. Look at this. Look at this eagle. Look at this beautiful eagle here, man. Check that eagle out, man. He made that for me. Love you, buddy. Thank you, bud. I'm gonna put this right next to my office here. I'm gonna take the rest off of Disney there. $42 up on the day. Especially after that big drop, I didn't like it, but he made me my eagle, guys. Look at this. Beautiful.
Majestic.
Yeah, yeah. Great word. Love it. But I'm gonna put this right here so I can always look at it. There we go. Oh, no, the eagle watches me all the time. It's a good luck eagle.
Right. Be careful with MU, guys. I see that one heading right back down. It did kind of more of a fake out fade look. Just be careful with that one. Huge range in that one today. Massive range.
Yeah, this is mostly lo-fi. Mostly I use an artist called Dylan Sits. Dylan Sits is the name of the artist I'm using. It's a penguin? Yeah, kinda. He is, man. He is. He's an artist for sure. All right, so the SPY just broke under that 2740 level. Big level that it just broke under there. We'll see if it continues to hold this. Yeah, I took it out yesterday.
Did you put those balls in the recycling or did you put them to the side?
I took the trash out before you even gave me those bottles.
Okay.
So they're not in the trash.
Okay.
Wait, hey, see why the trash dude's honking? It shouldn't be us. I put mine out earlier. It should be fine. Unless one of them messed up the trash can. Here, hold on, guys. Oh, our neighbor's truck is blocking the trash, dude. Alright, yeah, we're good. That's not us. Alright, yeah.
Not me. I ain't gonna worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's moving his truck. Our neighbor had a truck he parked on the street. Alright, so a big surge down here. I might short into some moves as we get it. There's AMD's breakdown. Is Lakey inspired copyright free? If he is, I'll check him out. I don't hate shorting into MU here on a what we call a fake out fade. Just depends on how much I think the SPY is going to bounce up here, because I do think the S&P and the SPY are MU's following them. Alright, I'm going to jump in with 50 shares, or no, 100 shares here of MU. Mostly shorts today, guys.
Alright guys, the one I'm thinking of, long side, I'm thinking of getting the reversal on PTON and EMPH. Short side, I'm thinking of shorting AEO as it keeps holding up here. I wanted to try one more time above 10, and then once it starts holding up there, there's a big amount of resistance up there at 10, and I think it can make its way right back down to 950 or 925s.
And there's the drop. Ideally here for AMD or for MU, we're looking for a move under 30 or so. And ideally, I'd like to see the S&P 500 pull back and break these levels, but I can hold the rest roughly break even if I wanted to. We'll see. There we go. Take half off here. Gonna hold the rest. See if we get a break under 30s.
The VIX starting to look a little stronger here at the bottom, guys. Be careful, just in case we get a big move in the VIX and a downturn in the SPY. Just want you guys to keep a close eye on it. That's all it is.
Biggest thing, I wish I was taking bigger sizing today. I've been nailing it, man. Super accurate this morning, but, you know, sizing's still small.
Yeah, it's tough.
Alright, so here we might get a break in the S&P 500 and the SPY, which might help me on my trade, so I'm just going to hold this.
Looking for a quick dip here, and I might get some PTON.
Here's the market breaking lows. Go. I'm gonna add a little bit more here, actually, anticipating the market break right here. I'm in with 100 shares again. I'm gonna hold this one very tight though. There's the market breaking lows. Again, it should drag me down here. There's 29s. Gonna take another half off there. You see that quick just scalp move on the bottom here. And then I'm gonna get out my rest there. So up 61.20 on the day. Same move I talked about. Market push down and break lows. So was glad I was able to catch that. A nice little $60 day so far. Oh, my bad. Yeah, sometimes I forget to bring it over. I was shorting this move here. You can see the move down. This is what I call a fake out fade, but in this case I shorted it. I want to invest. Can you help me? I'm not investing, bro. I'm day trading. Big difference. Day trading's the single riskiest form of investing there is. But it feels good, man. I've been running at like 70 plus accuracy for weeks now. You know, I know it's not gonna last, but it feels good. You know, you get a lot of haters here that just act like we don't know what we're talking about. You know, but feels good, man. Yeah, thanks, Isaac. Yeah, we got 364 people in here, so hit that like button if you haven't. Click the bell. We do this live every day.
All right, guys, order to get in here at 80s. Trying to be patient here, guys, to get my entry.
Hey, thanks, Tony. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, also thinking about Square. It's kind of getting towards those levels that I would like. I like it off of the 5169. All right, about to get filled here in Peloton if I can get an entry. It's going to take a little bit there. Look for it to fill me a little bit more down at 80s. And then I could risk about 30, 40 bucks on this trade.
Market pulling down my break lows at 27.21. The lows are at 27.21, so we'll see what happens there.
Got my entry there at least. Let's see how this starts working here.
There's the low of the day break in the market. Might look at AMD or MU again.
Want to see it push here to 25s and then come back down to 27. Give me a chance to re-enter or at least catch a bottom being at 85s. It's a nice candle right there. I like those harmies down at the bottom. Could definitely get a bounce back up here to 27.89s.
Alright, guys. I'm not gonna take anything right now. It's too extended on both sides for me.
All right, starting to see some pullbacks here. EMPH looking interesting for me. Keeps catching that bottom. Looks interesting. 3601 would be the risk for a reversal trade on that.
We got 77 likes, guys. Let's bring that number up to over 100. Yesterday we had over 200 likes, and so smash that like button if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button to help support us here too.
Not adding here, letting it filled up some volume, letting it consolidate. Show me the bottom before I add. If I just lose on 50 shares, it's nothing of a loss. But if I lose on 100, it starts flipping and multiplying the losses. So you need to see the bottom first, see that bottoming action, then start sizing in.
We already did, Kenny. We bought that a week ago. We bought it or watched it. Well, really, we watched it with them this weekend. We had like a movie night where we all they stayed up late. We made ice cream and watched Sonic. It was pretty good.
All right, 75s here is where we want to see the hold here. If not, we can get out to the 60s. $60 showing up. 57s, I'm out. $20 loss, guys. Not a bad one. Good attempt. It's just washing out way too much there. RCL looks good for a VWAP bounce play.
Market broke lows again. We'll see what happens here. Kind of looking at Uber, guys. Uber isn't too bad. But everything looks so weak, I gotta wait for maybe a bounce. Yeah, there's the bounce in the market. Maybe they'll short into this bounce a little bit, anticipating the market's going to hold under some of these levels. It's just that last move was such a big down move that it's hard to figure out if it's just going to rebound big here. MU actually just broke under the previous closing price. And so if we look at MU, it's actually below that now, which is this light blue line right here. But yeah, for now it looks like the market's filling some of this gap. About halfway so far. I was thinking about Uber, but I just didn't take it.
The trappy look, man. For sure. If you look, the AEO was a good reversal, just it never got up there to 10. I was looking for it to touch 10. It never went.
Yeah, I mean, market's just breaking lows. We'll see if it drags some other stuff down. I'm still thinking about Uber, but if I do take it, it's going to be small.
I'm thinking about RCL, man. That looks good for a VWAP bounce play. And it even looks good for my reversal right there. So, it's interesting for sure. There she goes. Not a bad little bounce there for RCL.
I was just about to short Uber. It dropped another 10-15 cents and I missed it. Man. Well, here's the pullback that we wanted. We'll see what else we can find today. A little bit of a bounce back in Uber. We'll see if what we get here. I'm gonna go ahead and short into Uber here with just 50 shares and then keep a whole dollar of 27 as my risk level. So I'm risking like 10 bucks. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but you know, we'll see. Very small trade relative to everything. I'm gonna get out here, keep it under a $5 loss there. Gonna wait until the market looks a little bit weaker. Since the market rebounded, we don't know how far this bounce is gonna go.
Waiting for one more dip in Square, guys, and I'm going to try to take a reversal in Square.
Yeah, glad I got out where I did at Uber. Save some money. I mean, I was just holding 50 shares of Uber, but I got out of it. I'm not holding anything right now. Yeah, Zoom is super weak.
Zoomers.
Yes,
The
I was gonna say Zoomies, the skateboard brand.
Yeah.
Zoomies. But I didn't. But Zoomies, I like Zoomies. Zoom, we use Zoom. Like, we're conferencing. We're on Zoom right now. Like, Mitch's screen is through Zoom. You can even see the top of the screen here and see Zoom meeting.
Yeah, Zoom should be paying us.
Yeah, right. We're promoting them. Now leading into our next sponsor. Alright, here's the drop. I want it on Uber. I don't want to get too greedy here, but I think it's going to break lows. That's the drop I wanted.
Alright, guys. Just gonna pay attention here. I'm gonna take a shot here in square.
Think about shorting AMD here. Alright, I'm in AMD short. 200 shares. Nice quick breakdown. I'm going to take half off there.
Got a starter there in square. Really didn't like my entry there. Got a little bit higher up than I wanted to be. Just got to risk off the 27 right here. If anything, just get out.
So I took another half off of AMD there. Quick profits. I'm going to hold the last 50 shares to see how far this can drop. But I saw the market breaking lows, which was beneficial towards me. And let's see if AMD can continue to pull back here. We're at 34s now. 30s, nice. I'm going to get out the rest there. So roughly $80 on the day. Nice little move. Maybe I should have held a little bit as the SPY and S&P broke. But not too shabby so far today. Only that $5 loss on Uber was the only loss out of the last 5 trades for me.
Alright, I like that now. Starting to look better. Take one more trade here. In square. The key is I'm limiting my risk every time I get in here.
Hey guys, yeah, if anybody spams the chat again today, I'm just gonna ban them. We've had a bunch of people that just say the same thing over and over again. Don't be a child. You know, if we don't answer you right away, don't just keep posting it like a little kid. You know what I mean? Like, just chill out. I'm usually pretty laid back, but don't spam the chat over and over again. I'm trying to focus on my trades.
100%.
Yeah. Alright, here's the market breaking lows again. On the SPY and S&P 500, we'll see if it breaks fully here. I'm going to see if I can find anything in the middle range and write it down from this break. A little bit of support bounce there actually on the SPY, so we'll wait. Yeah, with my share size, 150 per trade, roughly. So very cheap. So yeah, I mean, you might see me trade a bunch, but my commissions allow me to do that. Like, it's very cheap commissions. broke 100 likes. Thank you guys. Appreciate the love, team. MU's actually below that previous closing price. I might take a few moves on that one. Depends on what we get here for the SPY. We're actually rebounding a little bit. With that said, if we pull back some and the SPY breaks lows and MU stays below the previous closing price, I might short into that. Hey, what's up, Trent? Hey, we got another Australian brother in the chat, man. Noah in the chat is Australian. Trent. So y'all talk about shrimp and tarantulas, or whatever all you over in Australia talk about, you know. I'm just joking. I've always wanted to visit Australia. Never have, though. And people over in Australia are beasts, man. They're way tougher than everybody else. So don't think I'm like acting like I'm better, because I'm not. I'm just messing. Hey, I appreciate the sub. Shout out to Rue. Thank you for the sub. Hey, shout out to Morris. Thank you for the sub, bro. Shout out to Titus. Thank you for the sub, bro. Welcome to the team, man. Yeah, like I said, we've been going like crazy, so appreciate the love, guys. Appreciate the support. What's up from Malaysia, South Florida? What's up, team? Yeah, I'm over here in Texas. I'm from Louisiana, though, because Louisiana is just, no offense, but it's just way cooler than Texas. And so, but I live over here in Texas, you know. Aussies exercise by wrestling Crocs. Yep, 100%. I've seen them do it, you know.
So do Florida boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got alligators.
Right. Right.
Gators, boy.
Yeah. Florida is great, but, you know.
Yeah, I just go in the backyard shooting with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That's how I hunt them.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll probably pay you to do that, too. I know they have prairie dogs that they'll pay you to get here in the South. Shout out to VBZ for the sub. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
No, looking for this candle to close above 50, and I can hit my ad here.
You're in Baton Rouge? That's where I'm from, man. Go LSU Tigers, you know. But what's up, Titus? You're from my hometown, bro. Go LSU, man. Yeah, it's funny. I only recently told people that I know about this YouTube channel. I've had it for a few years, but I just haven't told anybody I know about it. What is that? Is that a shark? Let me see.
It looks like Pac-Man.
It looks like Pac-Man. Oh, is this for me?
Yeah. It's Pac-Man.
Oh, it's Pac-Man. Thank you, buddy.
It looks like Pac-Man with the nose open.
Check this out. It's Pac-Man, guys. Love it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Love you, buddy. My son's giving me art pieces today.
What a dude.
He's the man.
You know it.
Do I fly fish? No, man. I can't fly fish. I can regular fish. Fly fishing. There's not enough trout around me to fly fish. I probably find some somewhere, but the work it takes to go fly fishing here is just too much. This is on Epidemic Sound. Yeah, I try to pick out stocks that I try to pick out music that's calm and soothing for my trading, right? So I can kind of calm down. Shout out to Ryan for the sub. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. That's right. Go Tigers. Yes, sir. Joe Burrow, #1 draft pick. Draft starts in what? 9 days. I'm not counting or anything.
All right. Just hit a little ad there. We're willing to add if it pulls back. All right, now we're looking good. We need a pullback towards the 5180s, 5170s, and we'll grab another 100 shares. Seeing that bottom. Now we need to see it come right back below, closer to the 9 EMA, and then we can grab some more. All right, we're getting a nice breakout here, guys. Looking for big pullbacks here to add. Use a 5-minute chart to find the ad. I like ads near 70 or 52, somewhere in this area. You don't want to be at the top side of this 30s. Just gets through the 5250s. We should get up there towards the 5280s. That's where we'll take some profit.
What draft pick? He's gonna be #1, man. Hey, nice work, Mitch. Sorry about the killing it, man. Nice job, dude.
All right, this breaks through 50, guys. We got to take some profit off, so we're going to go with 75 shares off as it breaks through the 50s.
But yeah, he'll be #1. Yeah, Miles Brennan. Hopefully, Miles Brennan can step it up. I'm questionable, but you know, Burrow wasn't a super high-rated transfer either. So, you know.
All right, just took some off there, guys. Paid myself $40-something now. Let the rest of it work here. Looking to add if it comes back to 5169s, but from here on out, I could just let the trade work here. No matter what, we won't lose a single cent from this trade on. And the patience got us in the green again, guys.
I'm taking a little bit of AMD here. Trying to let it test the whole dollar. We break over 48, I'm out. Kind of bummed out. I was up like 20 bucks just now, but I wanted to switch it over. Looks like it's about to break, actually. I probably have to jump out.
One that I like for reversal also, EMPH, might take it.
There we go.
All right, want to see these 35 40s hold here for EMPH. Starting to create a bottom here. The key is resistance is at 36.18. UAP is up there above 37s.
About to get out here on AMD. I hope you guys can see how small I'm keeping my losses. Very close to exiting here, but should be a $10 loss. Alright, so we did get a pullback. Alright, so I'm still in. Not a bad move. want to take some off as fast as I can here. About break even so far. Threes.
Looking for one more bottom here to happen here on EMPH. Starting to like it for reversal.
There we go. All right, I'm gonna take half off there. Finally got it. Still holding 100 shares. I just wanted to get rid of some of that risk in case we do squeeze up. At this point, it'll be pretty close to break even if we get it. But I can hold another 100 shares, take some more off here, and then let the last little bit really work. Here, so yeah, I'm only holding 50 shares. I'll put Mitch back up here. There we go.
My biggest thing is to add near the bottom of this. So near the 79, 80s, I can add and hold off the bottom risk. If not, from this moment out, I have to let the shares work and try to make me the most money they can. There's two ways to take this trade, guys. You can either take some profit and keep 25% of your position, or you can take a full in. So I measure in and then I take a full out. There's two ways of taking it. On this one, I felt like could continue and has about $1.50 range. So there, I took near $1, and now I want to let this go up there to that $1.50.
Not sure if he'll adjust to the speed of the NFL. Yeah, here's the thing. The thing about Joe, he doesn't have the, obviously I'm just going to repeat what everybody else is saying, but he doesn't have the power, but he has the accuracy, and more than anything, he has the consistency. Like Tua Tagovailoa is an extremely powerful quarterback, right? But he doesn't have the consistency that Joe has. And people are comparing Tua with Joe. He doesn't have the consistency that Joe has. Joe is super consistent, and that is his selling point over everything else. Dude does not miss. And with that, he's already running a spread offense, an NFL style. And so he should adjust okay, I hope. But, there's always that question. You never really know. Apparently Tua had a combine as well that he didn't look great in. And so Tua also gets hurt a ton. I think the Bengals would be crazy not to pick Joe. Crazy. But, let's just say the Bengals haven't been the smartest organization.
Yeah, I think they got bigger problems.
Yeah. But they need to get a freaking indoor practice field, man.
What they need to do is need an offensive line.
Honestly, I think they're losing on purpose, because I think they're losing on purpose. They'll have a super team in 10 years if they just keep losing. Nobody will beat them.
Yeah. The one guy I would have got rid of already is the receiver.
Yeah.
He's butt.
Yeah, for sure.
They have much better younger receivers. John Ross is really good. He just gets hurt.
Yeah, man. It's it is what
Did you see his last injury too? I watched it. That was upsetting. Someone just tackled him, and then it's just like one of those bad luck. He's one of those bad luck guys. He reminds me a lot of RG3.
Yeah,
so
man.
Talented.
Oh, dude.
Injuries will destroy you, man.
For sure. I thought RGC was the truth, man. He was dominant for sure.
Skill-wise, he still had it.
Yeah.
It's a matter of injuries.
Right. Yeah, if you can make Baylor look that good, I mean, you're good, man.
That guy could move at one point,
100%.
but once he got injuries, they'll destroy you, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm liking EMPH, guys. EMPH, I might go and try to do the same kind of trade here. Trying to let it bottom out here at 30, 35. That would be the risk, 35 right now, guys.
I'm looking at Zoom here too. As much as I would hate shorting Zoom while I'm using Zoom, there's no love here for me, you know. I'll short it if I need to, you know.
Savage.
Yeah, you know, I'll use Zoom while I short them, you know what I mean? You know?
All right, guys. Order out to get 50 shares of EMPH at 35.36. If I don't get it there, I don't want to take it. That's the bottom.
I missed it, man. I was just about to short Zoom, and it just tanked. I was literally, you see me, oh, you can't see me, but my hand was over the short button, and then it just dropped too much. It's too extended now.
All right, guys, I should see this drop into the 80s. If I see it drop into the 80s, I'm going to take a little bit more square, try to scoop it back up here. UMPH, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that entry. So I'm actually going to look for a better entry, hoping that it just pulls back significantly. But I think I missed it right there. It was a really good entry point at 36 and 40s with a risk of 40 cents. We're already up there 40 cents. And then this breakthrough 36 will get us up there to 36.30s, which right there is a dollar move. It's okay to risk 40 cents for a nice dollar move, especially when it's small sizing. I think I just missed the MPH's reversal. That looked really nice.
Yeah, I'm in Texas, man. People are still talking about Johnny Football here, Johnny Manziel. And I mean, he was cool and everything, but like, the dude scrambled unnecessarily. You know what I mean? Because he had to compensate for his lack of throwing ability, you know? And he did some cool plays, you know? But the dude scrambled when he didn't need to. He didn't know how to stay in the pocket. And he wasn't the best, most consistent. He had some good throws, but he wasn't consistent with it. But they're still talking about Manziel here.
Yeah, it looks like a good reversal there in EMPH. I got to leave it alone now. I'm going to cancel my buy.
Short, Devin, means we're betting the stock is going to go down, and we make money if it does. I might get my short opportunity here with Zoom. The problem is that Zoom has such a huge range here. Such a huge range that I gotta take small size, like 20 shares. Maybe 25. Alright, I'm gonna short into this move on Zoom. I just took 25 shares.
Alright guys, trying to grab a little bit more here in square.
This is going to be a one and done trade for Zoom because I'm not going to be able to take profits like I really need to. There's the initial drop.
All right, there we go. I'm risking about 5 cents here. 65, so they're going to get me out. Just bought some up again.
I may get out there. $15 win. 105 on the day. But I've been trying to either show my trades today or call them out when I get into it because somebody was saying that I didn't show my trades enough. So, but yeah, $105 day so far.
All right, I like that look. About to get out. Out. Trade didn't continue, guys. We took $38 there. Maybe should have done the all in, all out. But that's how it goes sometimes. You got to take your decisions. At least we're in the green, giving ourselves a position to keep trading.
Yeah, man. Green is good, brother. But yeah, you can see my P&L here on the day, $105. Biggest thing I need to focus on is actually trading a little bit larger. I've been trading very small today, mostly with 1 and 200 shares. But I've been super accurate. And so we'll see what else we can find today. Maybe I should have held the Zoom a little bit longer, but I wanted to take my little quick win and get one and done with it. And so not too shabby. We'll see what the market gives us here. Hey, shout out to Alicio Services. He said, great job, guys. Thank you for all you do. Hey, we appreciate the donation, brother. Shout out to Alicio with the $5 donation. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. A great way to help support us, and I'm happy you're finding value here, man. Remember, you know, we're not experts, though. We are not experts. We are just a free resource. People can watch us trade and see how we trade, but it doesn't mean it's going to work for them. But if you can find value in what we do here, just being a free resource and community, you know, we're happy to see that, and appreciate the love, brother.
Spy leading us down there.
So we're getting a drop and a test of the previous low of the day. We might get some subsequent drops in other following stocks here. Not too bad though. I trade with the 1 minute chart because I'm mostly scalping. Mitch trades with a little bit longer term charts sometimes, but it's all personal preference and depends on the length of your trades. Since my trades are very short term and a lot of the time I'm selling within a minute or two, the 1 minute chart's going to give me the most information for my style of trading. But again, it all depends on everybody's style. It depends on how you're trading.
Should probably keep going down just because it's gapped up so big, so you got to be careful here.
Yeah, I might be shorting into this low break on the market itself to maybe zoom.
You see how the market just plays with you guys, right? That's why we can't come into market bias. Today everyone thought the market was bull, and look how the market's been. Huge hit there, and EMPH just got smacked. Be careful.
My hand's over the position, but I never entered this one. I was thinking about zoom, but I noticed the weakness wasn't there like I really wanted it to. One that I don't mind is MU, though. MU's right at the low of the day here. And it's below the previous close. I just jumped in with 200 shares. Not going to hold this one super long. See if we can hit that low level. Take my risk off here if we get it. Or my profit off quick here if we get it. Down to 46 is the target. I'm going to take half off there. Like I said, I wanted to unload that risk. Kind of an extended trade to take. Hold the rest break even roughly. Alright, I'm going to get out the rest there. Kept that one. Small win. Very small win, but a win nonetheless. $110 day. Hey man, we appreciate it. BIY donated 20 bucks to us, man. Shout out to BIY for the $20 donation. Thanks, brother. That means a lot, man. That's a great donation, brother. So we really appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support, dude. Shout out to my man, BIY, for the $20 donation, man. Seriously, we really appreciate it, brother. It's awesome. Thank you, bro. Yeah, thanks for keeping it free. We're always going to keep it free, man. We're not... I think there's too many gurus, kind of nickel and diming traders in this market. And so, we just try to keep everything free, give people a free resource. But like I said, with that said, we're not experts. We just teach you guys what works for us. And if it works for you, that's great. But if not, that's okay too. Everybody's a little bit different. But yeah, seriously, man, thank you. That's a big donation, so we really appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we go live every weekday. Weekends, we usually put out a few videos on strategies and, stuff like that. Every day during the week, though, we're live. So, shout out to BIY one more time. Again, man, thank you. That's an awesome donation. We usually don't get donations that big, so we really appreciate that, man.
All right, trying to call the bottom here for EMPH.
Oh, thank you, sister. Sorry. I'm just used to saying brother, but we really appreciate it. Sorry about that.
Getting interested here, but would want to get in by 34.50s to risk off at 34.34. See if I can get in on this pullback here.
Hey John, would you explain to us what those 8 panels in the left and middle are? These are trade idea scanners. And so this one tells me new daily highs, this one tells me new daily highs, but specifically with momentum moves. This is big volume and low float. This is a VWAP fade scanner, so it tells me when stocks cross over or under the VWAP, and this is stocks that are up in the last 5 minutes. Hey, thank you, Joanne. Jay Wild, yeah. Not today. I know everybody wants to see that, but not today, sir. So the platform we use is TradeNet and TEFs. Listen, it's not for everybody. Penny stocks aren't tradable on there. But the way it works is, like, the base package is $3.99. It comes with a course and a demo account and access to their chat room. And then you basically become a contractor for them, kind of like a prop firm. And so for $3.99, the base package will get you $14,000 with your funded account. And there's no PDT rule. You can day trade and short as much as you want. It operates like a prop firm, though. And so, like I said, there's a 70-30 split. And so they're going to keep 30% of your net profit. So if you bring that $14,000 funded account up to $15K, they're going to keep 30% of that, and they're going to keep $300, and you're going to keep the other $700. Then there's also a $700 max loss. But again, you're paying less than $400 for it, and so you're getting twice as much to actually lose. And so again, it's kind of like a prop firm, if that makes sense. It's one of the ways that, if you want to help support our channel, we do make a commission if you sign up through us. But again, we're biased in their favor because we post referral links, and so it's completely up to you guys. Again, a lot of people hate on TEFs and TradeNet. I think the reality is it allows new traders to day trade for cheap. New traders are usually going to lose their first few accounts, and so if you make a new trader save up thousands of dollars, they're probably going to lose their thousands of dollar account, right? Where if you get started, to be fair, I think most traders will still probably lose, like the base package, the $3.99 account on TradeNet, but I think it's a much cheaper account to lose as a new trader. And I think when you're getting started, you need to just gain as much experience as you can, and that's how you're going to learn. It doesn't matter what course you take, to be honest. It doesn't matter what guru you follow, what strategy you use. You're still probably going to lose because it takes a while to condition your emotions to make the right decisions, and that is very time consuming. It's all about conditioning. And so with that in mind, the best way to really get better is just repetition and conditioning. And if you can do that, then it's a little bit better, and you'll grow as a trader much faster, in my opinion.
All right, guys, taking a major reversal chance here. Seeing EMPH really on the extreme side of the RSI. That's why I took my shot off the 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart has a big bottom here at 34.34. Let's see if we can get back up here. Above 34.90s, and we'll start adding.
Another one.
Oh, thank you, buddy. My son gave us another hawk. Look at this thing.
What?
It's an owl.
It's an owl. Beautiful, buddy. Amazing, bud. Come here. Thank you.
The last time I made it was bigger.
That's a great owl, buddy. Beautiful. I'm gonna put this.
One second last time.
I know, it's okay. Look, I'm gonna put this right here so I can always see that. Alright. Thank you, buddy. Love you, buddy. Thank you. My son's giving me pictures and stuff. There we go.
There you go, guys. Back up there to 35s. Looking for anything below 35s here to add.
How much do they charge per trade? It depends on the share size you use. It's roughly 0.0075 shares per trade, right? So, but there's a 150 per trade minimum, and so basically, if you buy less than 200 shares, your 200 shares or less, your commission is going to be about $3 for a round trip. Maybe like $3.50 after fees, but it's pretty cheap, and that's why you can see me trade like a bunch, because my commission on the day right now is probably like 20 bucks.
Order to add here 50 shares at 34.90s, guys.
But again, like, you're gonna find some people that hate on TAFs and hate on TradeNet, and I get it, but the reality is, like, what are the other options for a new trader? You want a new trader to save up 25K. You're just basically ensuring that a trader's going to lose 25K, because new traders lose their first few accounts. It doesn't matter what. There's other no PDT rule options, but they're going to charge you a ton with fees as well. And so, it's all subjective. But I think trading just makes people really emotional, to where it's hard for them to be introspective and be like, I took a bunch of dumb trades. So they blame their broker, they blame their platform, they blame people like me. And again, I think it's human nature to a certain extent.
All right, somewhere in the 35 area. I'm putting out 2 orders now. I have an order to add at 35 and an order to add at 34.90s. We're in a really great position here. We're trying to let this start springing on up. We could let this continue. If it keeps going up here, we'll probably take some off at 36.
%, options trader for sure.
Give this a chance to just break out here. See if we can start ripping up through this 50s. Looking good on the reversal. We'd want 35's 20. We want this green candle hold on the 15-minute chart, which is 35.14. So now we got to cancel our 34.90 and our 35 buys. We're going to be looking for pullbacks to get in here. And the risk really should be that 34.90. We wanted to get somewhere near 35.14s and 34.90s if we're adding. There's a position pushing up there to the 60s. Looking great here, guys. We're up over $1 now. All right, guys, gonna look to take some off here as we break through the 60s. Limit out there at 75.
Good work, brother. Looks good, man.
Yeah, just gotta get better at sizing. So sizing in and out, and it's just harder. It's just something I'm not used to, but we'll get there, guys. There's only one way, right? And that's working at it.
100%.
Whoa, Jay. Now I'm gonna get out. Just joking with you, Jay. Just joking with you. You can shadow me, but just always respect your own levels.
Can you trade in pre-market? No, you can't, unfortunately.
Not getting that breakout. Might get the pullback first. So let's see if we can get a little bit more shares here. The concerning part is we want to see a bottoming effect here at these 14s, because that would show that this bullish 5-minute candle can hold. Remember, we got it all the way down here, all the way at the bottom. So there's no need to try to overextend yourself right now. Be patient. Look for the 35 14s to hold.
Oh, also, guys, if you want to use the same scanners as us, I'll post this link. Somebody asked about the scanners. You can see the symbols right here in the middle. It's a symbol. You can see symbol. Oh, this one maybe is a little bit in the middle. Let me fix that. There you go.
All right, guys, this is looking good. Looking good. The MACD is getting tighter. The RSI is now above 25, which is what the oversold area is. So let's start seeing it start pushing, get above 50. Above 50 will show me that real strength is jumping into this, and I can actually even add instead of taking the profit. Let's see what happens here. Yes, Jay. Yes, patience. Patience is a virtue, right? All right, guys, I think we're going to come up and at least test this area, this 90s. All right, as we rip through these 70s, we could take some off, look to pulse back, and then add. I'm looking to try to take off 30 or 40 bucks. So you need to get to the $60 range.
Alright, so market looks like it's about to pull back and break lows here. We'll see. It's testing that level now. Yeah, you have commissions. It's like I said, it's roughly 0.0075 shares per trade, or cents per share, with a 150 per trade minimum. And so it's really well suited for small size, which is why you see me take very small size. Like if I buy 200 to 300 shares or less, my commission's like $3 or $4 a trade, a round trip trade. So it's pretty cheap commissions overall.
There you go. Now there are the 80s. Let's see it break through this 80 right quick, and then we'll take some profit.
And like I said, it's not for everybody. Like if you're a penny stock trader, it's definitely not for you. And it's just one of the ways that we day trade in the market and we get started for cheap. It's a cheap way to get started, and it's a way for a new trader to trade a decent sized account and actually start learning how to short. I think that is where it makes the most sense, you know.
Boom, guys. It just took off 30 shares at 77s. I wanted to get 80s, but there's no need to be greedy. Remember what I said, guys, right? I said I wanted at least $30. Then I can just relax and let the trade work. That's what I just secured. Now I can just relax, guys.
All right. I'm jumping in Zoom here. Oh no. Hold on. Sorry guys, I'm in a heart pounding trade right now.
All right, guys, if we don't see this rip out through the 36, I might just take it off at 35.50s. The real key is I want to let this keep working, but I also want to secure the profits.
So guys, I jumped in Zoom way too big. I thought it was AMD. I jumped in with a few hundred shares, and it worked out, but I got really lucky here. I'm gonna get out the rest. I'm still pretty nervous, but $524. I got into the fade there, but I'm still kind of nervous after this trade. Sorry, guys. I jumped in too big. I thought it was... Hey, buddy. Oh, wow. Did you do that yourself?
Accept these.
Huh?
Accept these.
That's okay. Let me see. Oh, you're getting pretty good at that, dude. Quick little $430 trade there. But hold on. My son. This is great, buddy. Great job, man. Love you, buddy. Amazing job. You're getting really good at drawing and writing your letters, man. So great work, buddy.
All right, guys. Setting a stop at 35.70s here. Want to let this continue through the 36 if it wants to continue. If it doesn't, we're going to go ahead and get out on the pullback.
Yes, I did on accident. I mean, I was trying to take the trade, but Zoom has such a huge range. Just to show you guys that I took a bunch of shares on accident. I really didn't mean to take this much, and so I took a few hundred shares here. And when it dropped this $1.50, I was able to make a nice win from it. But it was somewhat accidental.
All right, guys. If you guys want to go ahead and check out the platform that John and I use on these streams, you guys see John making a quick gain there. You guys see me trading a completely different strategy. What I really want to talk about is at the end of the day, TradeNet really is a solid, high quality platform and packages with funded account programs that you can really day trade as much as you want. I think that's really important. At the end of the day, our channel is for day traders, guys. So what we really need is something that has cheap commissions, an ability to short stocks, plus you get access to a chat room and demo account. They give you even a trading course with this. What I really like about TradeNet is like today. Today I wanted to go long. I didn't have to struggle and fight my broker or package and saying that, oh, I have restrictions on this stock or this stock. The stocks that are tradable, they're 100% tradable. I can go ahead and look and try to nail these. One of the best things is today's biggest position was only 200 shares, and that's only $1.50 in. There's still a little bit of fees, but $1.50 in is practically nothing, guys. So if you guys want to go ahead and start your journey, change from paper to live and really start getting the aspects of live trading, definitely check out TradeNet. Definitely makes sense risk and reward wise, and gives you an opportunity to really start testing your skills, testing your abilities. We always talk about how paper trading is great, but until you really test your abilities live, you won't know the results.
I muted it when Mitch was talking about that because my son came up. But yeah, it's like I traded with a few hundred shares, and I thought it had the same range as AMD. I kind of forgot about it because my son was talking to me, and then I realized how big of a range Zoom has. Like, to look at Zoom here, let me post that link. Yeah, if anybody wants to check that out, I'll post this link. It's a cheap way to get started. But here's the link for that if you want to check it out. It's just a really cheap way to get started. But again, I jumped in Zoom, and just to show you Zoom here, like, this is Zoom's range right here, right? And so you can see what a huge range this is. It moved up $2 to $3 in the last like 10-15 minutes, right? That's a big range. You know, and so consequently, when I jump in there with hundreds of shares instead of the 30 shares I took earlier, this went well for me, but it could have gone very bad. And it just kind of shows you, and this is a good thing that I should probably talk about now, is that stocks have different ranges. Okay, some stocks are going to move cents on a day, and some stocks are going to move dollars. Zoom is one that has a huge range, and it could have gone bad for me. And so this is one of the mistakes where I'm happy about it, and it's a great day. But it could have gone very bad, and I don't think it's actually a good thing for me to be super happy about it, because like I said, my heart kind of pounded and I froze, and it was just too much shares at once for this stock. It's just too much risk for me. And so, you know, even though the strategy worked out well, it was just, you could see it was a fade here. Even though that worked out great, it could have gone bad. And I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing, I think, in this. So, my fault completely, but it ended up working out this time. It's kind of when you do the wrong thing, but, you know, you have good results. It can be very toxic, because you might get the wrong impression. You might think something's working when the reality is it's not. And so, with all that said, you know, very risky trade with 200 to 300 shares for me, and just luckily it worked out.
Yeah, guys, I got stopped out maybe a little bit early, but definitely wanted to secure those $60 there. And that's the main thing here, guys, is you got to determine the level where you don't want to see the stock pull back. One of that level for me was 70s. Still got more than $1 on that trade. It's $1.20 for the last shares, and that's really the key here, guys. The risk and reward here was really tight, and the reward was pushed out further out. We got in there at 34.49, selling our first shares all the way up in the 70s, and then selling our last shares there on the pullback there at 35.67. $60 on a trade that you only risk maximum $25, and that's if it went down all the way to 34.
Alright, guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my wife was talking to me, but I am back. What's up? I made
guys,
$500.
starting to like space. Good job, Don. A little. I felt the emotions.
Yeah, my heart was pumping. You know,
Little pump.
I just froze. I like the last Zoom trade. I kind of got myself where I didn't want to switch it over, because scalping like this, if I take that 10-15 seconds to go to OBS and transition it back over to my end, the trade might go completely against me, and it did that earlier. And so with that trade, I just had to freeze. I didn't even want to say anything. I was just sitting there, like, staring at it. Because at that point, I was already in it. And it's like, well, you know, if I'm in it and I'm in the green, you know. Yeah, I was shorting Zoom.
All right, guys, want to see space create another bottom here. You see the MACD starting to get tight.
What? Yeah, I shorted Zoom and made $400 and something while I'm using Zoom, because I'm a savage, you know.
Savage.
I'm using them while I'm shorting their product, so, you know, it is what it is, you know. Don't judge me, Zoom. You know, if your chart looked good, I'd go long, but your chart doesn't look good, and so I went short.
Space doesn't look that bad, guys. Only problem with space that I don't like is that there was so much buying down here that it pushed the RSI already up to 85s. Thus, giving us not that much potential on the RSI to make the money that we're looking for. One of my biggest things is I want to see the RSI underneath 50, near 25 when I'm buying in, giving me momentum when I get in.
Amazing, buddy. Great job. Sorry.
Look at EMPH up there now at 36.50s, John. $2 gainer potential there. Those are the kinds of things that I'm looking for, guys. Those big reversal moves that I have a chance to just catch the bottom and then reverse back. I've been doing pretty well on them. I'm going to keep working at it for right now. I think they're working really well in high volatile times.
Yeah, for sure. When stocks are making big ranges up and down, reversals make sense, for sure.
That's what I kind of got to this weekend. I said, if I'm going to get a whole bunch of fake outs at VWAP, let me go ahead and try to trade a full range move, which is the reversal.
Right, for sure. Somebody's asking why mRNA isn't doing that great, considering they have earnings coming out. I think the market is down, and it's going to drag most stocks down with it. And I think if you look at the SPY and then look at mRNA, they look pretty similar today. And so I think that's what we're getting. It's just the SPY. It's following the SPY. And that once the earnings do come out, it should be fine. But the SPY dropped big. And again, if you look at the SPY and mRNA right next to each other, they look pretty close. I kind of want to trade again. I mean, I might see some other moves, but the good thing about this trade is that my commissions are going to be very cheap as well, because it was just like, I think I had like 300 to 400 shares actually on this one, but it's still going to be like $6, $7 commission.
You know, for you guys that have trade ideas, one of the things you guys can use, there's actually a scanner for RSI and oversold and overbought stocks. So if you guys want to start looking at these kind of range plays, you can also look for a scanner and an alert from trade ideas to actually help you with that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we got high a day momentum scanner, but there's also oversold, overbought, and then people try to trade the reverse.
Yep. And I might take one more trade. I would say on Zoom, but I don't know about Zoom. I might take one more. I'm looking at actually at Disney here. And I might take this with like 40 shares, so a very small risk on Disney, and then short into this, anticipating. I just took 40, anticipating a move under 37s and then under 102 if we can. And this will be my last trade of the stream. I'll keep my risk pretty tight. Again, I'm only having 40 shares, and so very small share size relative to everything. And I'll keep it very small here with Disney. Microsoft.
All right, I'm gonna go news searching for you guys to see if we get any midday catalysts. I'll let you guys know if I find anything.
Alright, I'm up a little bit in Disney. Like I said, I'm gonna see if we get a breakdown underneath this level here.
Yo, this guy Trump fired his press secretary. And the worst part is, He didn't even let him get a chance to speak to the media and be like, "Yeah, I got fired." He just said it literally. He literally is. I'm guessing here, but I'm sure he told the Secret Service to escort him out.
Yeah. That's a power move right there. It's a power move, you know.
Oh man. Mark Meadows, the new chief of staff. I always think it's funny when like you make major moves like that. The guy was good too. I mean, I could see he tried the most to, help.
To be honest, I don't know much about him.
I mean, what I mean is I personally like the guy, but his job, he was doing his job. So
Yeah.
to say that he wasn't doing his job, I don't know. I wouldn't say that now.
Well, I mean, what is the job though for that?
It's to be a sign of confidence for the people. Because even if the president is not going to be a sign of confidence, the press secretary is the person that gets the most damage from the media or gets attacked the most.
Yeah.
So that person needs to be able to handle a lot of stress, handle a lot of wording correctly, because if he doesn't handle his wording correctly, it can cause the president to get mad at him for kind of leading a decision that's not really his to make. So there's also that aspect to it. It's a very hard position, believe it or not. It's one of the hardest positions to run in kind of an office. It's press secretary.
Yeah, she had only been there a year, so she hadn't been there his whole presidency. It was Stephanie Grissom, so it was actually a female.
Oh, there you go. But that's just crazy, man. This completely new roles.
Well, yeah, he didn't fire her. She stepped down, and she's returning to her original post representing Melania, is what she's doing. She is replaced by Sarah Huckabee. Or she replaced Sarah Huckabee, but yeah, so she didn't get fired. She is going back to representing Melania, is what's going on.
Yeah, Eagle Quest. You remember those days? Did you ever watch that show? The Apprentice?
Oh, no. Never saw
When
it.
I was a kid, man, I'm not going to lie. I loved the show. I was always a business head. I was like, yo, let me get on that show. I'm going to run some business. Let me get it.
Yeah, man. I'll pitch my idea,
Exactly, man.
Hey, appreciate it, Big Gino. Shout out to Big Gino for the sub. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, guys. One thing that I want to get better at in this reversal is understanding that I really don't have to get out of the position unless the MACD crosses again. But that's a hard decision to stick to. The reason the MACD is a lagging indicator. Both of these actually are, RSI and MACD. So to understand that you need to kind of anticipate candles. What I look for is a bottoming of the indicators, and then I need to look for a bottoming of candle pattern, because candle pattern is going to be leading, and indicators like MACD and RSI are always going to be lagging. So I think those are better, not to determine entries, but to determine exits. I think that will definitely help you out, because if you look at it for exits, since it's lagging, it's going to tell you the information that you want to see to determine bull or bear.
For whoever's asking, I'm actually shorting Disney. Short-term trade, very small position. I'm looking for a break under this 102.50 level, and ideally I'd like to see us break under 102.30s, and then, if I can hold this one down to 102, that would be great as well. But we'll see. I'm just going to let this work and try to, catch a short-term move. Ideally, I'd love to make over $600 today, but I don't know if I'm going to. Shout out to Jeremy. I appreciate the sub. Welcome. Thank you for the subscribe, bro. Welcome.
Whew. Aiden, I don't want to be mean, but personally, I would say find us somewhere else to trade.
ViStar now holds 12 international and 4 domestic patents related to latex deproteinization process, which results in Vitex, a natural rubber latex virtually free of allergen-causing latex. What is the symbol for that, Flingshot? Could you give me advice considering I have a $10 trading fee on a very small account? Yeah, I mean, you could just shop around for another platform broker, you know?
Yeah, I would personally say you're paying way too much if it's $10 trading fee.
Yeah. Or Jarmaine. Sorry, I mispronounced your name. It's Jarmaine. Appreciate the sub, bro.
Not that we're saying that yours is bad, but that's expensive.
Yeah, that's $20 a round trip. That's expensive. It depends though. Like if the good thing about our platform, Tefs, is that I can trade small, but if I trade larger, it's actually more expensive for sure. So like if I trade big here, if I take 1,000, 2,000 shares, my commissions are expensive. But I think relative to everything else, it's pretty cheap overall for commissions here, specifically with small size. How do you pick the levels? I just look for confirmations. I look for tests of the same level over and over and over again. I use high and low of the days, and I use previous closing prices are usually the big levels that I watch. And so, again, 4 big levels I watch are confirmed levels, levels that have tested over and over again. The second one I look for is previous closing price. So I look at the previous closing price from the previous day, where it closed the previous day, and then highs and lows of the day. So like previous highs, previous lows, opening range highs and lows are significant as well. And so those are really the levels I watch the most. Usually because they're pretty strong levels. I'm going to keep my risk here over 103. And about to get out.
All right, guys, might take a reversal trade here off Omni.
Yeah, well, it depends on how much you're trading and what it's really meant for.
Only problem I'm thinking about not taking this one is that it's only a 20-cent move to the VWAP from here, but it's a 10-cent risk. 2-to-1 look. Been doing a lot better on taking 4-to-1 looks and 5-to-1 looks than taking these 3-to-1 looks.
Right,
but
I'm
I do
out,
like
guys.
it.
Sorry.
No, you're good, bro.
Alright, so I got out my last little bit on Disney. It's squeezed up. Still a $510 day. I'll put you up if you're about to trade. If not, I'll close it down.
Yeah, my rules tell me to close it down. I'm going to stick to it because the reason why is this is not good enough on the risk reward side. Yes, I do think internally my thing says, yeah, go for it. It's going to go up to that 640. But then I have to start thinking about risk and reward. 2-to-1 is not what I'm looking for on these trades, guys. It doesn't work that way. It needs to be something that I'm looking for 4-to-1s, 5-to-1s. And this way, when I lose very small, and I can lose 3-4 times in a row. But when I win, you should see the wins up there by that EMPH number, 62s, 40s, $100 wins. And those are the ones we want to do. We want to risk about $10 to maximum $20. And then this will give us an ability to make over $60 to $100 a day.
Yeah. Good plan, bro.
Yeah, we'll just keep it going, guys. We'll keep working at it. Like always, guys, stay with us on the Discord. That's where we keep up 24/7 and talk about the market after hours. We show you guys positions that we're still in. And also just keep working on your skills, guys. Stimulus bills coming out. I know a lot of people are going to be getting their money. For those that need the money, I wish you the best, and I hope that you guys can recover quickly. But for those that don't need the money for kind of lively needs, definitely look to advance your trading skills. I definitely think this is an opportunity for us to go ahead and work towards our future. You guys have a
Yep.
great one.
For sure, guys. Yeah, but if you want to use the same platform as us, I'll post this link one more time. Again, it's one of the cheaper ways you can actively day trade. It's technically an educational package that comes with a course, demo account, access to a chat room so you can practice, learn to trade. And then once you're approved, as long as you haven't done 2 intro packages at least, once you're approved, you get $14,000 in buying power to trade with. There's no PDT rule and you can actually short stocks. And I think it's a cheap way to get started for a new trader. Instead of risking thousands, you can only risk, $3.99, which is objectively cheap. It operates like a prop firm once you are approved because you basically become a contractor for them. And so there's a 70-30 split and a $700 max loss. But again, it's objectively cheap. And there's the link if you want to check that out. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. We got 120 likes in here. I really appreciate the love and support. Yeah, I'll check that out real quick, Jono. Real quick, man. Let me see. You can see it's a pretty big day for me. I made $500. Good day. Very good accuracy so far today. Maintained really solid accuracy all day. Mac is ripping up here. It's Macerich. Let me see if I can look up the catalyst very, very quickly here for you. I think a momentum move over this high of the day might be interesting. It's on a 3-day green streak, best 3-day stretch on record. It's up 41.56% month to date, but it's down 70.39% year to date. Would be the highest close since March 17th if it closed over 9. It's maintained at a neutral. Put out. I don't see any new catalyst, so to me, Jono, this looks like a pump. But again, we'll see. I don't mind the VWAP bounce it put in right here in this rebound bounce setup here. So entering here would have been really nice, obviously in hindsight. But it looks like a pump. I don't hate a momentum move over the high of the day and maybe getting it on pullbacks, but it depends, man. It's not really my style, so to speak. But with that said, guys, good luck, guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. We'll see you guys next time. We'll be back tomorrow morning, same time as always. It depends on how much money you have, Gary. That's all subjective. You get 80K in buying power. There's a smaller split. I have the pro package, but it's all relative, I guess. But yeah, guys, that's it for the day. Good luck. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Appreciate the love, and see you tomorrow. Shout out to Mario. Appreciate the sub, bro. Later, guys.